Hello, Mark Crossfield here. More live golf lessons coming at you. Enjoyed the other two, so I've recorded some more kind pupils who are willing to share their woes with the world. Got Charles here, struggles a little bit with a leftward swing path. He's had quite a few lessons off me and we changed his path, but he's a serial, goes back to hitting a bit from out to in and loses the ball a bit off to the right for his liking. His handicap's coming down, he's got into single figures, but he wants to keep pushing forward. Let's show you what we worked on in this lesson to try and work on the same thing that we've worked on in lots of lessons, but just using maybe a bit of different tech and a few different ideas of how to control path. Let's get stuck in. Right, Charles, so if we look at your numbers here, look, you're swinging 3 left, so as you would call out to in.
Yes.
Okay, and your face is actually a bit closed today, which it normally isn't. Normally you would have your face more open to the path, but you have complained about hitting a few pulls. We're going to try and move the path to the right.
Okay.
Okay, and see what happens to the face.
Okay.
If I bring your swing back up here, we were talking a little bit about what this dot is doing, weren't we, and what your weight does or pressure does as you swing on this force plate, which is in our mat. So we see on the camera what looks sort of 2D swinging left, you kind of call it over the top swing, but we see kind of pressure's really moving backwards as you come in to hit the ball, and as you come down kind of diving violently into your left side, so as in the direction of the pressure is kind of very leftward.
Yes.
So again, if you stand on the mat, you don't need the club, just kind of stand up like you were just a second ago. So get this dot in the middle for me, so feel like you're pretty, that's good. Now just turn your weight in a way that moves this dot into the left corner. Okay, so that's what you're, a bit more down into the left, yeah, there you go, there you go. So that's kind of your idea of how you're moving on your downswing. And then do that again for me, so move it down into that left hand corner. Now try and move it back up into the right hand corner. Yeah, which is kind of what you're doing at impact.
Okay.
So you're turning kind of hard left, coming to hit the ball, then moving back.
Strange, isn't it?
Well, it's not strange, it's actually quite common, but I mean, we've moved your path on many occasions, but it reoccurs back to this out to in path that you can play, and that's why because you come back kind of every, 3 months, 2 months, what have you, and it's often that reoccurring problem comes back, doesn't it? If we do a few shots where you try and swing with your feet connecting to the ground in a very different way.
Yes.
Should we see what it does to the path?
Okay.
I want you to feel like it's almost moving kind of sideways on rather than rotationally.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, when you're ready. Okay, let's just have a quick look at that one then. So you could see we've tried to get Charles to think about the way his weight is moving through his body, or certainly how his feet reacts with the ground, how he pushes against the ground, how it pushes back, those kind of feelings of how his weight and his feet are connected and pushing off the ground. Now, we didn't really move his path much at all in the first batch, from the first batch to the second batch. So we stopped him pretty quick. I could see it wasn't moving. His path stayed at 3 across. So then I tried to push him a bit harder. I gave him a few ideas of just trying to stay completely side on, swing his arms ahead of his body. So he actually got the face to line up a bit more in relationship to the path and maybe see a few different shapes. Let's see how he got on. You're moving that way. You're actually moving that way, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you're there.
Yeah.
I want you to feel that you're, as you come into the ball, that you're so much more side on, going upwards. No, that way.
Yeah. Been there before.
Yeah. And quite slowly, don't throw them so much. Feel like you're throwing your arms more kind of ahead of your hips. So you're quite keen to try and drive your hips, spin them. I want you to feel, if I swing one there, feel almost that you're swinging your arms ahead of your hips.
Yeah.
So you're quite keen to get quite this way.
Yes.
The trouble is you move so much around that as you hit the ball you start having to pull back. I mean, you're past this. You're going to hit yourself if you go in there.
Okay.
You have to hit from where you're hitting from. again. So it feels like you're throwing your arms at it rather than your body, if you like. Your body's staying quite still. Again, I want your body to stay feeling more side on. Yeah, that way. Hit a couple like that for me. Good. Again, so you're throwing your arms beyond your body. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Then try not to open up so much. Oh yeah, lovely strike. So look, if you look at those ones then, if you look at Path now, so Path walked in 3 across, Path now +1, so plus 0.9, so your Path is moving right.
Which is good.
Yeah, need you want to hit a little draw.
Yeah.
You need your Path moving rightward.
Okay.
If you swing straight through and your face is open to that path like it normally is, then you're starting right and cutting it. You need that path moving right.
Let's put at least
I mean, that to you feels like you're doing nothing with your hips, doesn't it?
It does.
If I quickly show you this one, Charles, look. So you can see here, this is one of your later ones. Your hips are still plenty open here, and this to you feels like you're not using them. I'd like to see them more forwards. So this foot's just peeling up a bit more.
Okay.
Do your feet feel a little bit more like they're not kind of shearing in the ground so much?
They do.
You know, if you imagine you had old fashion
But I think
spikes
the
on.
beauty of coming to see you is it makes me realise how the bad habits have crept in.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah,
therefore
yeah.
just as I say, it was
But if you imagine your reaction to the ground, as in if you had spikes on or the ground was a bit wet, you would be really ripping that. As you're going this way, your spikes would just be like churning that ground. You need to feel almost like your interaction with the ground is a bit more even with your feet.
Yeah.
Even though it's not, that's the feeling. Yeah, it's lovely. Strike is better as well, isn't it?
Oh, sweet as a nut. Sweet as a nut.
Oh yeah, great shot. Okay, should we show you this? So, swinging 3 across when you walked in, first 6 shots, and then your face was not working, but that's not normally your pattern. You then, the last batch of shots there, your now path is 0, and the face is too closed of 0, which is why we see a slight over, like a pulley draw fraction of. It's still going to hit target, and the strike starts. I mean, it's still varied. Your strike is still an issue. That last one was lovely. Look, 2 from the inside, and the face just slightly open to the path. But you know, apart from strike, that ball's got a good chance of drawing back. You've moved path, and you've not particularly felt like you've kind of like dropped hands or you've just interacted with the ground in a different way.
Yes.
So if you stand on the map for me, how does it feel different? As in with the way your feet, it's the way you push on the ground and the way that ground pushes back. How does it feel different? Can you tell me?
Yeah, it feels like my feet are more flat
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
So I
Opposed to which way when you walked in?
yeah, spinning in the ground.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I can feel that the hip movement forward,
Good.
as opposed to out,
Yeah.
is helping me keep my feet on the ground
Yeah.
until I finish the shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's
I mean, and like I said,
through.
yeah, even if your right foot comes up because your hips have moved across slightly, so if your right foot was to come up, say, because you're moving across,
Yeah.
rather than just pure spin, so the heel's coming up, that's a good thing. So when we look on the camera, your feet aren't flat on the ground, that's more what you're feeling, isn't
as I
it?
said to you when I came in, what I knew something was creeping in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You've explained what has been creeping
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, it's a slightly different way of thinking about it for you as well. We've not particularly I've done that a bit with you before, but not always. But I mean, just today you look so much like you were just trying to just spin your hips for England at it, which was just diving that pathway left. That's it, let's jerk up more. There we go, guys, interesting one there. I thought I'd share. Thanks for Charles for letting us share. He did really well. Quite a different concept. We've worked a bit on it with him before, but he's much keener often on just dropping hands and clubs and those kind of things. But I personally do think for Giles it's something, because it's so much more tangible that he can feel the way, consciously concentrate how on his feet are connecting with the ground and how he's pushing and shoving and shifting and rotating. It's maybe something that he can go to a practice area or a range and practice a bit more himself, rather than a feeling of dropping the hands, which can work really well, or dropping the club underneath the hand path and those kind of things, which we've done with Charles, which are reliant a bit more on literally just shots. He doesn't feel them maybe as well, he can't see them because it's going on behind him, where by not even thinking about his swing, I thought it was quite interesting how we completely moved his path in quite a different direction. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the live lessons, plenty more coming. Speak to you all soon. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments, love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show, get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching.